Morning, Bill.
Hey, Mike.
Obviously, Steph was not there yesterday, and there are multiple reports saying he's not going to be here for the remaining 2 days here of mandatory minicamp. Is this an excused absence?
Yeah, we don't. I don't expect him to be here, and yeah, we'll just focus on the guys that are here.
In focusing on the guys that are here, J.C. Jackson obviously had to take on maybe even bigger role when Steph got hurt last season. How do you think he fared during that time, and is he still an ascending player in your mind?
Yeah, well, every year is a new year for all of us, so it doesn't really matter what did or didn't happen last year. We're all working on building a good foundation this year, and trying to have our best performance in the 2021 season. So I know that's JC's that's his goal, and that's all of our goals. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you.
Next question, Andrew Callahan, followed by Joe Chiara.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Hey, good, Andrew.
So I wanted to ask about Jonnu Smith. We saw him pull up a little bit lame yesterday in practice. I'm wondering if you expect him to practice here today.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like a lot of guys, we take a look at them before practice or in the early part of practice, and see how they're doing. So yeah, we probably have 6 to 10 guys that fall somewhere in that category. Let's take it day by day.
And among the other 4 guys who were absent yesterday, do you expect any of them to return? Byron, Chase, Therese, and I know I'm missing one there.
Yeah, again, everybody's kind of in the same boat there. Yeah, a couple of those guys I don't think we'll see, but anybody that's look, all the players want to get out there and participate, so if they can, they will. If they can't, then we'll do what we can do with them and get them out there when we can. Some guys may take part in certain portions of practice, but not in other portions, so it's really on a case-by-case. Those are case-by-case decisions that are made by the medical department, and I would say as we go through getting ready for practice, the warming up part of practice, and some of the early periods in practice to determine how it's going to go later on. So it's very fluid.
Next question, Joe Chiara, followed by Mike Reese.
Morning, Bill. How are you?
Good, Joe. How's it going?
Good. Cam, having this, off season under his belt, how much progression have you seen from last year not having it, and then having just these last 3 OTAs and now this mini camp?
Yeah, well, Cam's way ahead of where he was last year at this time. There's no question about that. I mean, it's, as you would expect, he, has a good year of experience under his belt and is able to start the process at the beginning and not be in a catch-up mode like he was last year. He was really just starting at this point last season, but he's well ahead of that just from the year of experience and from the the succession of building blocks that he's been able to stack up, like all the players have that have been here since the start of the OTA and the off-season program back in April. That they've been able to stack those days and those learning experiences together, ask questions on things that they need clarification on, and build to the next level when they're ready to put another brick on the pile. So that's it's good for all of us. Good for Cam. It's good good for all the players that can go through that process.
Next question, Mike Reese, followed by Maury Hirschberg.
Good morning, Bill. Just to sort of follow up on that, just on all 4 quarterbacks, as you wrap up the spring, what have you observed just in terms of the group and the working dynamic between the 4 of them?
Yeah, they're all hard working. They all put in a lot of time and ask good questions. Really try to stay on top of the material. And Brian, of course, has the most experience, and Jared and Cam both have experience in a little different ways. Jared's been with us a little bit longer. Cam's obviously had more NFL experience and the playing experience from last year, and Mac has the least amount, but he's learning quickly and working hard at it. So we'll see how it all goes. But they've done a good job of trying to process the information that we've given them. Josh obviously does a great job with the quarterbacks, and Bo's helping him out there as well. So we'll see where it all takes us.
And Bill, I just had a quick Troy Brown question. I know last year he worked a little bit with the running backs with Ivan. And this year, maybe in the spring, we've seen him maybe a little more with the receivers. I don't know. How do you envision sort of where he ends up, I guess, this year?
Yeah, Troy's very good with all the skill players. Catching the ball, running the ball, returning kicks, getting open in the passing game, and so forth. So, like a lot of coaches on our staff, he's versatile. He can do a lot of different things and help a lot of different players. So, I'm sure we'll be able to use him in a variety of ways.
The next question, Maury Hirschgordon, followed by Doug Kine.
Hey, Bill, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Question on the rookie class. Do you think this year's rookie class is ahead of last year's rookie class simply due to the time on the field and the coaching that they've been able to get at this part of the year? And then if so, come training camp, what areas do you think this rookie class will be ahead of last year's rookie class?
All right. Well, it's all relative, Maury. Our rookie class is in the same situation as the other 31 teams, and last year the circumstances were different, but everybody was on the same track on every team. So I don't know that there's a big advantage from team to team, and where what was different one year from the next year, again, I don't know if that's really that relevant either, because the other players last year, they weren't able to do much. This year, players have been able to do more. So, again, it's all relative. I think the rookies are about where you would think they would be at this point. They're way ahead of where they were a month ago, and still, way behind where they will be and where they need to be by the time we start playing preseason and ultimately regular season games. So we'll see how quickly they can catch up.
Next question, Doug Kine, followed by Bob Sosi.
Bill, kind of related to Maury's question, is this time of year, this OTA minicamp period, maybe even more important for last year's rookie class than it usually would be at this time of year, since they didn't get this opportunity last year?
I'm sure all those players are benefiting from this, absolutely. Again, the opportunity to start from scratch in person, to hear the plays, to go out and practice the techniques, to then go out and practice the plays as a unit, and then to correct those mistakes and to come back in and take on a new set of a new day of installation and go through that process again and practice the techniques and practice the plays. Yeah, that's a great learning sequence for any player, but as you mentioned, the ones last year didn't really get to learn it that way. They just had to get it all thrown at them in virtual meetings, and then go to training camp and at a very accelerated rate try to put all those things into place. And this is a much better teaching progression for anyone, for the rookies, and as you said, for the guys who didn't get to do it that way last year. I'm sure there's a lot of fine points and coaching points and techniques that maybe somewhere got lost in the conversations at times last year that we're able to detail out better this spring. So, yeah, I think it definitely helps them. It's a really good point.
And then just real quick, there was 2 tryout players at practice yesterday. Are either one of those guys signing?
They're still in the tryout status for right now.
Thank you.
Looks like 2 final questions will be Bob Sosi and Mike Reese.
All right, thanks, Stacy. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bill, some of the veterans talked about the absence last year of more opportunities to build camaraderie, that they really missed certain aspects of being together, hanging with their teammates, eating, etc. And early this year when we talked to guys, they discussed how much they enjoyed being back with one another more so than a year ago, and having those opportunities to develop an even greater camaraderie. With all the football teaching and evaluation that goes on, how important is it this time of the year for your players to develop that sense of cohesiveness off the field in hopes that it will carry over on the field?
Yeah, that's this is a good opportunity for those things to happen, both formally and informally. We do some things as a team that help to create that team building environment that you referenced, and also the players themselves can individually get together with other guys and do things that they have in common or share experiences and so forth, and that's part of it as well. So neither one of those were really available last year, or they're more available this year, however you want to look at it. Yeah, that's an important part of team building. As we know, there are players who are on our team now that won't be on our team when we reduce the rosters to 53. And there's another, I'd say team building aspect that comes in training camp, and as the roster gets finalized or reduced, for the team building to occur, with that group, which is a little bit different. Of course, some of it's the same, but the numbers and the composition of the group's a little bit different. In September and during the regular season than what it is now too. So it's really an ongoing process. A lot of those relationships can be started and developed at this time of year, and then further grown as we go through the entire season.
Is it your hope that when you adjourn these minicamp sessions, that because of that team bonding, that some of these guys get together on their own and continue their work with one another? I know some of them have done it already, with quarterbacks and receivers, et cetera. But is that an ideal situation, that these guys continue that between now and the start of training camp?
Well, I'm sure some of that will take place, but at the same time, I think this is the opportunity for everyone individually to handle the things that they need to handle on their personal lives and preparations for the season, to make sure that when they come to training camp and they start the season, that they're ready to go. And some things that will be difficult to do because of our time commitments during the season, that maybe some of those can be done between now and the start of training camp. So it's a balance. Some guys have more commitments in some areas than others, and geography plays a role in this as well. So if it works out that way, great. But I don't think that's obviously anything that's mandatory to be successful. It's again, it could be a nice residual if it happened that way, but I think the main thing is for everybody to kind of clear up the things that they need to clear up prior to the start of training camp, so that they don't get bogged down with them, when it becomes very football intensive.
Understood. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, sure, Bob.
Final question, Mike Reese.
Bill, I just wanted to ask you what you've observed from Chase Winovich just this offseason, and just in general, how he's been hanging in this sort of voluntary teaching-based spring.
Well, Chase was here for parts of it, and as always, Chase brings a high level of energy and a high work ethic, competitiveness to all the things that he does. He's still a young player that's developing and can continue to grow, both in his understanding of our system and the techniques and some of the assignments that come with it. And his versatility leads to some I'd say probably a bigger, a little wider range of assignments than maybe some other players, including the kicking game. But he does a good job of trying to manage all that and work on all the things that will help the team. He's team oriented, and he works hard to help the team in a lot of different ways, between defense and the kicking game, and the groupings that he plays on. He has a pretty fair amount of variety in his responsibility.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.